Vigil will be held in an hour to remember two young children whose remains were recently found along the Gulf Coast. I'm talking about Natalie and Jonathan Chase Deblase. The children's father and stepmother are now in the Mobile County Metro Jail. Fox 10 News reporter John Rogers is live in CITRONELLE, where tonight's vigil will take place. John?
Good evening, Bob. After Jonathan's remains were found in Van Cleve, Mississippi last Wednesday, the search turned to here in CITRONELLE for the search of 4-year-old Natalie Deblase. I spoke with some people late last week, and they were very hopeful for closure for the family. They're certainly watching the story with great interest. They were hopeful that the remains would be found, and some even said they're hopeful the girl would be found alive. Unfortunately, the remains were found on Saturday here in CITRONELLE. So tonight, community members are joining together for a candlelight vigil not far from where I'm standing right now to pray for the two children. Fox 10 News reporter Matt Barentine has that story.
They were innocent victims of a terrible crime. 4-year-old Natalie Deblase and 3-year-old Jonathan Deblase. The details of their deaths has shaken an entire community.
I don't even know how to express it. It just makes me so sad.
It's just sad. My heart goes out to the whole family.
That was an awful thing. It's hard to imagine.
A candlelight vigil in remembrance of Natalie and Jonathan will be held tonight at the site where Natalie's body was found off Prime Road in CITRONELLE. Pastor Mark Clayton with Bethel Baptist is helping to organize the vigil tonight. He said tonight is all about remembering the small children and praying for their families.
That's the most decent thing to do, is to come together and support the family that lost those babies. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible.
This time of year with children, and you're hearing it more and more on the news, and it breaks your heart. It breaks your heart.
Yvonne Watts is sending a wreath to the vigil in honor of the children.
It's just a Christmas wreath with an angel on it, because they were little angels.
And tonight, a community remembers those two little angels who are now gone, but not forgotten. In CITRONELLE, Matt Barentine, Fox 10 News.
You know, Bob, it's interesting to see how this story certainly brought the communities of Van Cleve, Mississippi and CITRONELLE, Alabama together. As I covered last week, I covered a vigil over in Van Cleve, and a lot of these people, obviously, they never knew these children, but just hearing about the story certainly tore their hearts. So tonight at 6:30 at the intersection of Beverly Jeffries Road and Prime Road, they'll be having a candlelight vigil to gather together and pray for the children and for their families. And we'll be attending that ceremony, and we'll have all the latest and the details tonight on the Fox 10 News at 9 p.m. In the meantime, reporting live from CITRONELLE, John Rogers, Fox 10 News.
Thank you.